For the past 3 weeks, I've been driving across Canada, uploading a video to this YouTube channel every single weekday. And this is every single item I've needed to survive. Let's start with level 1, the ultimate $50 car camping survival kit. The most important thing you need for level 1 is a nice foam mattress. You can find these for like 40 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. Otherwise, they're available at most camping stores. Air mattresses were created by the devil himself. They deflate, they feel terrible, they make strange noises, and they're a sensory nightmare. At all costs, avoid air mattresses. You want to go with foam. And if a sheet of foam isn't enough, well, stay tuned, because when we get to level 2, we're adding some upgrades. Just normal bedding and sheets is fine. Rip them off your bed at home. Easy, $0. Bare bones toiletry kit, also ripped from your nightstand at home. For my shampoo and conditioner, I've been using Mint, which is manufactured on this very island that I've been exploring this week by a couple of locals. So that's pretty cool. Shout out Mint. You've been doing wonders to my hair. This is fun. It's a little shaving mirror and it's magnetic, which means that you can just put it right on the side of your car to shave in the morning. You can find something like this for like 3 bucks at a thrift store, but I bouged out on a nice $10 one. Water bottles? I mean, I keep water bottles in my car constantly no matter what. It's just a no-brainer to have water bottles. Clear trash bags. Okay. I promise the rest of this video gets a lot more exciting, but remember, this is the $50 Bare Bones Camping Essentials kit. Why must they be clear? Well, sometimes you gotta use trash bags for things that aren't trash. You best believe if my tarp gets wet, it's going in one of these before it enters my domicile. My biggest nightmare, apart from like, I don't know, death, is accidentally throwing away something that's in a trash bag, which isn't trash. And actually, even more so than the foam, garbage bags are the most important thing for you to bring when you're car camping. Simply because you never want to be tempted to leave garbage anywhere which isn't with you or in a legally acceptable trash can receptacle. If you leave behind so much as a bottle cap intentionally, you are not worthy of love, and I truly hope you get eaten by a bear. The final item, which I'm gonna call essential, is a little tiny string of fairy lights. These were so cheap from Amazon. Comfort, ambiance, and vibes means a lot to me. And a string of fairy lights will take your car from a place to sleep to a home. So that's why this makes the essential survival list. What do you say? Let's install. This is enough kit to have a really fun, low-effort weekend getaway, as long as you have access to drive-thrus. The barrier to entry for car camping is very, very low, but it's a lot of fun, and you should try it. And that was the $50 car camping setup. Isn't it cozy? But don't worry, it gets even comfier when we move on to level 2. This is the $725 car camping setup. If that was the Survive kit, this is the Thrive kit. Let's talk about shoes. The first thing that's gonna get old when you're car camping for a while is shoe management. You're putting them on and you're taking them off and you're putting them on and you're taking them off. And if your shoe isn't ready for that sort of lifestyle, it's gonna get really rough really quick. My shoe of choice is Crocs or clogs. These are ripoffs from Walmart. These are ripoffs from Canadian Tire. They work great. You're gonna want 2 pairs. One that are your everyday Crocs. I wear these 90% of the time. Even when I go on hikes sometimes, I wear them because they're just so easy and so comfy. And your second pair is for showers because you don't want to be touching your bare feet to public showers, that's for sure. Hiking boots if you're gonna hike, although again, 90% of the time I wear my Crocs because I simply forget they're on. And a pair of like normal nice shoes too. Sometimes you go to the shopping mall and you don't want to look like you're living in your van. What if you need to go on a date? You you want to have a nice pair of shoes. To store my clothes, I've liked using these little cloth boxes. They're stackable, they're kind of soft, which gives off a cozy vibe. Remember, we're going for cozy here. Socks and underwear, shirts, pants, outerwear, and little accessories and miscellaneous items. And there's one that I have filled with nice clothes and nice pants. On my journey, soon I'm gonna be hitting Montreal, and when I'm in Montreal, I gotta go clubbing, and I need to look the part. Our next category is gonna be upgrading our quality of life and comfort. It's all about the cozy. It's all about the vibe. Unless you're vibing in cozy, you're not gonna last a day in the van. A very important thing to address is to upgrade our mattress. This sheet of foam is great for a couple of nights, but it gets so much better if you add a memory foam mattress topper. It adds very little thickness, but it makes a world of difference, and I love it. There is no greater beautiful feeling than sitting in a chair with your feet up, with your food on a nearby table, and that is the next upgrade. A little fan for when it gets hot, a little lantern for when it gets dark, although this lantern truly sucks. I only keep it around for emotional reasons. Sunscreen, some sort of bug repellent, and this is very interesting. It's a net which goes over your window so you can sleep with the windows down, but the bugs don't get in. When you're gonna be car camping for a significant period of time, 10 to 1, something's gonna need to be fixed. So I've got 3 kits for that. My tool kit, my consumable kit, and a thing of bungee cords. Bungee cords are so useful, and you'll learn that firsthand in just a moment. Okay, now consumables, especially tape, I've gone a little bit overboard because I love tape. I've got many types of tape. String and rope, you always want to have some rope. Safety pins, batteries, you know, things that end up getting used up. We have covered pretty much every pillar of survival. We have clothes, we have comfort, and we have the ability to fix things. One last thing remains, and that is food. I am of the philosophy that every minute you spend worrying about your food is one less minute you can spend exploring the great outdoors. There are plenty of YouTubers on this platform that will teach you how to spend 3 hours making a Michelin star meal in the woods. I am not that YouTuber. This is the simplest and easiest way to keep yourself alive. Tote number 1, canned food. Number 2, not canned food. Number 3, breakfast. And number 4, items related to food, but that happen to not be food. I have all kinds of delicious canned items, like chickpeas and flakes of ham. Flakes of ham, that's where the heat's at. Oh, Chef Boyardee. I mean, you can't not have Chef Boyardee in your kit. I just grab it and eat it cold out of the can. I know many of you would rather die. The nice thing about apples is that they keep for a long period of time unrefrigerated really, really well. I kind of want an apple right now. So you know, you can get some fresh fruits if you buy the right fruit, specifically apples. Remember, I don't use a cooler. It's so much work. You gotta buy new ice like every 2 days. And those refrigerator things that charge via your car are like $1 million. Everything I buy and eat must be able to exist happily in a cool, dark place. I actually have 2 can openers because I have a history of destroying can openers. Like, my mother keeps a can opener in a very special place that I don't know about because I destroy them. I don't know how to operate a can opener. I don't know. Someone never taught me. I always spin it the wrong way and then it falls apart and you can't, so plenty of can openers because I know myself. I know what I'm capable of. Just a few food prep things don't fit in the totes, and that's what you see before me. A very cheap little Walmart camp stove. It just takes these little butane things. When I'm feeling bougie, I'll whip this thing out and warm up a nice hot can of Chef Boyardee. Why not? Treat myself. To cut out on dishes, instead of using the pan, I use this little grill thing and I just put the can on it and just warm it up in the can, and then I could just eat it out of the can, holding it with this sock so I don't burn my hand. The pan is for emergencies. This is probably the least used item that I've shown off so far. I hear you ask, Why a pan? Why not a pot? Well, a pan can be a pan and also in a pinch be a pot. But can a pot be a pan? No, a pot cannot be a pan. Contigo for my nice breakfast coffee, very nice. I should wash it more often and I don't. And finally, this is actually my favorite item. I got it from Amazon for like 20 bucks. It's an electric kettle, but it's very, very, very small. You can power it while you're driving from your car's inverter. It takes like 5 minutes, or you can use a power station, but we'll be getting to that very soon when we get to the $50,000 luxury camping setup. Well, let's install the $725 setup. Personally, I'm okay with not being able to open this door. You remember when I mentioned the usefulness of bungee cord? And now it's not gonna fall over while I'm driving. This spot is great for quick access items. You wanna grab it as you leave the car. So this is where the sunscreen and the bug repellent and some other exciting new things you'll learn around soon will be here. The passenger seat is a great pantry. I also keep my little table and my camp chair here. Instant relaxation station, deployment zone. I hate these mini Vienna sausages. They're so bad. If anyone wants 10 cans of Vienna sausages, let me know. But before we get to the $50,000 car camping kit, I've got a couple honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is this steering wheel tray. So you can eat, you hook it onto your steering wheel and you can eat. I use it a couple times. I mean, it's a battery booster that'll start a dead battery without hooking up another car. It depends on how much you want to rely on your fellow human being. Bag of change. Sometimes you got coin-op showers and laundry machines that you're gonna want to use. I'm about to get rid of this thing. See, oh, and it smells bad. Okay, yeah, you don't need a cooler. Sometimes you just gotta throw things in a little backpack for a hike. Ratchet straps, WD-40, a squeaky van door can be fixed very easily. It gives me a sense of comfort and bliss to have ratchet straps, but these are not mandatory. All right, you guessed it. It's an extra wheel. You should have a pancake spare at least installed under your car or van. It's a very tiny, thin tire, which will limp you to the nearest mechanic, no more or no less. I want to be able to continue the adventure for at least a little bit longer before I then go get another pair of tires. I got this from a junker for like under $200. It's really not that expensive to just get a wheel. You may be wondering where I store this thing because I don't have a roof rack or any way to mount it to the back of the car. Well, I've been wondering the exact same thing too. This thing has just been sloshing around in my bed for the last week, so we're gonna figure that out together. Our last honorable mention is safety and rescue. This should all be included in the $50 category too, but I assume that your car already has this. If it doesn't, it probably should. Wiper fluid, I never touch this and always just buy more. It's just nice to have some around. First aid kit. Make sure you snip the zip tie before you bring it with you. One time I was on top of a mountain, bleeding profusely, unable to open this thing because I hadn't snipped the zip tie. It was a traumatic moment. If you have to stop on the road because, say, your tire popped, I'd much rather a driver who's not paying attention hit this than hit me. A shovel. Okay, this one's a bit of a hot take. Who wants to carry around a shovel? I do. I want to carry around the shovel. Two circumstances where I wish I had one and didn't have it. Number one, I parked on a beach for a very nice cozy rest listening to the seashore, but it rained overnight and the rain made my tires sink about 6 inches into the sand, and I literally couldn't get out. A kind construction worker let me borrow their shovel, and I spent about 3 hours digging a trench to get my van out of the sand. And I managed to get my van out literally the second the tow truck arrived. And he didn't charge me, which was nice. That incident happened in Ontario, but the other incident happened in Montreal when a freak snowstorm slammed the city and buried my car in about 2 feet of snow. Really could have used a shovel then. I think I just kind of brute forced my way out of that. Maybe that's why my bumper is zip tied on right now. Anyway, no matter. Shovel, good. Every Canadian has seen this. Brush off snow, maybe brush down your carpet, chip off ice. Flashlight. This one's nice because it's got a little clip, so it can double as a headlamp if you get a little headband. So that's kind of cool. Afterbite. Fortunately, most insects hate me. Mosquitoes will be biting the roof of my van before they bite my flesh. I don't get it. I'm never stung by bees or wasps or anything. The only time I've ever gotten stung by a wasp was when I swatted it out of the air and then accidentally stepped on it. On the subject of personal safety, this is a fun one. This is the roll of Micropore by 3M. It's basically Band-Aids on a roll. So instead of carrying around a million different sized Band-Aids, it's just tape. If you're out in the woods, goodness gracious, do you ever need bear spray? So many people don't carry bear spray. It boggles my mind. When you go in the wilderness, you are surrounded by beasts, predatory beasts. Even more important than bringing bear spray is bringing a bear spray holster that goes on your belt. The best type of bear spray is bear spray that's 2 seconds away from being deployed in the case of an emergency. And the best way to make sure that happens is to have it right here on your belt, ready to go. I had to do that like literally 3 episodes ago when I stumbled upon a bear who was like a meter in front of me. Closest bear encounter I've ever had. When you're done with this episode, you should go watch it. It's pretty exciting. Put that safety on very carefully. Finally, and this is very 25 core, some kind of fire suppression. Because of climate change, it is now normal for the world to be on the verge of fire at all times. And therefore, it is now mandatory for you to keep something like this in your kit. And it's not even really for you, right? Like, allow yourself to be a bit of an egomaniac. Don't you want to be the one who saves the day when some silly camper overturns their propane stove and the woods go up on fire and you're the reason why we didn't just lose a giant chunk of biodiversity? Like, don't you want your face to be in the headlines because you're the one who thought ahead? I mean, I want that. That would be great for my YouTube channel. Oh, also, by the way, cars do catch on fire. One day you're chilling, the next day your engine's on fire. Oh, and these are just instant hand warmers. It's the middle of summer. They're the last thing I need. My girlfriend is easily chilled, so if we go camping when it's cold outside, these are nice to have around. Okay, we're figuring out together how to store this tire. Okay, my big idea is that it can go here behind the little boxes. Yeah, that's fine. This is great. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, that was easier than I thought. One thing I absolutely love about the Dodge Grand Caravan in particular is that it has secret underfloor storage. Look how much room there is. I can almost store myself. This is where we're putting the emergency supplies. And now, for the reason you clicked on this video, the $50,000 ultimate car camping setup. This is level 3. This isn't surviving. This isn't thriving. This is luxury. Item number 1, an EcoFlow power station. You know how much battery it has in this thing? There's a lot of 18650s in this bad boy, that's for sure. You can totally get away with a battery not this expensive. I used to use one of the smaller Anker ones. They're great. They just have less capacity. This is a sweet spot. It's not too big, not too heavy, so I can actually haul it around, but it's got enough juice to do what I need to do. And this is what I need to do. This is my Starlink. I gotta say, it's a great product. Like, the app makes such a big deal about how you can't have any obstructions and you have to align it properly. This thing has been taped to the top of my minivan for the last 3 weeks and has barely ever lost connection, even in a place like this where a good amount of the sky is trees. This thing is legit. It isn't a trash bag because they say it's waterproof, but never trust a manufacturer telling you their thing is waterproof. Bag it or buy it again. That's what I say. These are one of the best purchases I made for this trip. They're like 20-foot long USB-C cables. I'll show you when we install, but it means I can basically charge my phone from anywhere in the van. I love these things so much. This is all pretty luxurious in itself, but the ultimate luxury is taking really good videos to show your grandkids. The next luxury item is a Netflix-approved cinema camera to get those crisp shots on a really, really nice tripod. 4 extra lenses, an overpowered MacBook Pro with way too many solid-state hard drives, 60 terabytes of traditional spinning hard drives, batteries, a drone, way too much iPhone mounting equipment, the iPhone, a spare camera, and many other duplicate items just in case the worst happens. The Starlink is both magnetized and taped to the top of my van so it won't fall off on the middle of the freeway. And then the cable runs down and through this door, meeting up with the EcoFlow, from which it can get all the power it needs. The very, very long USB-C cable, which I love so much, gets routed from the EcoFlow up to the top of the van and down to where my head is while I sleep. And there we have it. The ultimate $50 car camping kit versus the ultimate $50,000 car camping kit. 2 elephants remain in the room. Elephant number 1. What about window blinds? How am I gonna block out all the lights and the prying eyes of strangers? I've got a bit of a hot take on this one. If someone wants to look into my van and see a dude sleeping, let them. It's nothing they haven't seen before. In all my time car camping, no one has ever just peered in my window. I mean, as far as I know. I think a big reason for this is that this van just looks like a normal minivan. No stickers everywhere announcing all the places I've been, no towels hanging on the mirror. I keep it very incognito. And the only thing which might make people think that it's not just left by some contractor on the side of the road to be picked up the next morning is the Starlink. But it's very small and it looks like trash, and I don't think it's that too big of a deal. The only circumstance where people have intentionally peered with a flashlight into my van while I'm sleeping is when the police show up to say, "Are you doing okay?" Maybe only like 2 or 3 times has a policeman knocked on my door and made sure that I'm not on the run. And actually one of those times, the officer didn't even care. He was wondering if I'd seen a criminal, and that was kind of exciting. I've never been involved in a police chase before. A dangerous cop is an uninformed and trepidatious cop who doesn't know the situation that they're about to get into. If they can shine their flashlight into here and see nothing but a boy with beautiful long hair getting his beauty sleep, well, it's that much less likely that I'm gonna get shot. So because of that, I choose to sleep with uncovered windows. When it's really hot, heat management becomes a problem, and I might make some cutouts just to like keep heat out. The second elephant in the room is the existence of built-ins. So many people who spend months or weeks at a time in their van or their car build little custom wood things so they can sleep elevated and store stuff underneath and all that sort of stuff. And I do woodworking as a hobby sometimes. I could easily do that. But I choose not to, simply because I want as much headroom as possible. I want to feel the least claustrophobic as I possibly can. And raising my bed on some kind of a wooden plinth means that I can't stand up. As it is, I can stand up like this and there. It's fantastic. Putting on pants, it's great. But if I lose just even 6 inches of space, then all of a sudden it feels like I'm sleeping in an SUV again. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed living it. As I said before, I'm driving across Canada, uploading a video to this YouTube channel every single weekday, which means that I got a fresh, juicy, and very exciting episode ready for you tomorrow. So why don't you come back? Hit subscribe. It's a lot of fun over here. All right, I'll see you then.